All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have a video about Anthony Edwards. You know, there are some people, and I'm not going to say there's a lot, but there's a select few people. I've seen people personally who don't believe in him. I've seen people who are saying he's not good enough to be a championship player. I've seen all kinds of horse crap. I know you guys know this, or most of you know this. He's 23 years old, going on 24 in August. I believe it's August, or not July. One of those two. When did that age become a requirement to be like a champion as the best player on a team? We look at like J-Dub, he's 23. Joe Holmgren might be 22 or 21, one of those ages. They're not the best player on their team. It's easier for someone like that to win a championship than someone who's the best player on the team and he's currently 23. There is a lot of people over-exaggerating this guy's failures. So, a quick reminder on the season, 27 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game. Okay, we're taking a look at the past. Anthony Edwards, how much he improves from season to season. It is safe to say that summers treat Anthony Edwards very nicely. His rookie year, he averaged 19, 4.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. 3-point percentage was 32.9. Okay, this is an important number. The number of points being averaged as the seasons go on increases. You go from 19 to 21 to 24 to 25.9 to 27.6. The 3-point percentage takes a huge jump this past season, including the amount of 3-pointers taken. So you look at 3-point percentage, 32.9, 35.7, 36.9, 35.7, and then boom, 39.5 on 10.3 attempts and 4.1 makes per game on average. That is a massive jump to be going from 6.7 to 10.3, from 2.4 to 4.1 3-point makes. Insane from Anthony Edwards, what he's been doing over the summers. Rebounds, you know, he's a guard at the end of the day. He's a 2 kind of player. He is a 2, a shooting guard. He's not someone who's supposed to be averaging 8-9 rebounds. 5.7 is solid for his position. Assists from his rookie year have gotten better. Anthony Edwards has averaged the most field goal attempts per year, per game this season. Rebounds, right about where you expect him to be. Total rebounds, 5.7, marks his second highest. Games started, games played. He's been an Iron Man, 79, super good. He's averaged the most minutes in his career. I mean, this dude has been the best he's ever been in his career at such an early age, averaging this. Now, there's a lot of people also talking about, you know, him not being good enough to be a leader and whatnot. But let's take a look into history, right? This is what's important. The people who are good enough leaders, evidently by everyone, according to everyone, are obviously winners. The Celtics, the best player, Jason Tatum. How old is Jason Tatum when he won this championship? I want to say he was like 25 or 26. Let me fact check this. But as we're fact checking this, Jokic, same thing. He had to have been like 28. So yeah, Jason Tatum was 26 when he got one, right? And let me remind you guys, his squad was freaking stacked, significantly better than the Timberwolves' current squad. And again, Jason Tatum, 26. Before that, he hadn't had a lot of success in the playoffs. He even made a finals one time though, and lost to the Warriors right here. But anyway, looking at Jokic, the year he won it, how old is he right now? Jokic is 30 right now, meaning he probably won it when he was 29 or 28. One of those two. You know, that might seem like simple math, but I don't know the birth month. So anyway, let's keep it going. Golden State Warriors, Curry in 2022. This is 3 years ago. Curry, 3 years ago. Curry's like 35 right now, right? So he won that one at 32. Oh my God, he's 37. So he won this one at 34. But even looking on his first title, he would have been 2015, 10 years ago. He would have been 27. How old was Giannis in 2021? I'm betting he was like 26, roughly. But you can see the trend that I'm going on here. These players that are winning championships aren't 23 when they're the best player on their team. By the way, Giannis was 26. So, my point is, throughout history, and the list goes on, right? Year after year, you're seeing all these teams whose best player was not 23 or younger or anywhere near that, to be honest with you. I want to say the earliest is like 25, 26. 26 was the earliest age. Jason Tatum. Again, 2014 Kawhi was not he might have been the best player that series, but all season he was not the best player. Tony Parker got second team that year. Kawhi didn't even place in an all-NBA team. So history just repeats itself. Guys who are the best player on a team and they're 20, is that going to show the age here? 23, 24, 25, 22, whatever the case may be. There is no history of winning. So why is there suddenly all this pressure on a guy who year after year, you can see the stats. He's getting better every freaking season. For him to take the leap he did off of threes alone this season was remarkable. He was the best shooting three player in terms of most makes this entire season. He literally had the most makes of all players in the NBA in the entire season. Anthony Edwards did. That wasn't even remotely achievable years prior. But all of a sudden, he takes that step. I do want to add something though in all of this, like in this entire mix. People have to realize, no matter how good you are, if your squad's not good enough, there's going to be problems. You can drop 35 in average per year, and if your squad's not good enough, you're just not going to win it. You can go full LeBron James in Cleveland, carry, your squad just might not be good enough. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the Timberwolves do have some questions right now. You do have set in stone Rob Dillingham as a piece to your future. Jalen Clark got some run in the playoffs. So you're excited for him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, though, right? He is going to be a free agent. That is a big deal for this team. He's a key piece. Mike Conley is getting older. DiVincenzo isn't going to change who he is. You know who he is. He's a role player, solid one at that, but he's not going to come out of nowhere and just be booming. You guys have to remember Rob was a first round pick. I believe he was a 9th, 10th, or 11th pick by the Spurs. Timberwolves traded for him. It might have been the 10th or the 9th, one of those. Anyway, Timberwolves traded their future first rounder to get him because in the midst of this contention, they needed someone who they also develop for the future. So Rob might not be ready for it, but best case scenario, he comes out booming. Keeping it going though, Rudy Gobert is not going to be better. The taller you are, the older you get. History has shown it's just significantly harder for those kind of players. Jaden McDaniels is going to be around. Julius Randle has a player option, which he should probably opt into for money reasons. I'd imagine he stays. Naz Reid has a player option, which I'd imagine he declines to get more money and also maybe be a starter somewhere else. There's a lot of questions surrounding this team. What's going to happen? Nobody really knows, and that's the thing that is really just a big question mark for this roster. There was a great comment here on Reddit Timberwolves. There was this post saying, I believe in Anthony Edwards and the Wolves despite this series, and I'm excited for what is to come. But there was this very well thought out comment that I thought was great. I don't think the question is believing in Ant. I think if we can build a contender team around him. We don't have draft capital to trade. We have to resign Naz Reid despite his poor playoff showing. We need to find another team for Randle when he opts in and get back assets for him that will immediately impact the team. We have to contend with the fact that Rudy was less effective this year defensively and is likely going to continue declining. Also, his extension makes him hard to move. We have to figure out the Conley situation. Even if he comes back, his play is also deteriorating, and in no way is Dillingham ready to pick up that torch. Due to Finch's limited rotation, it's hard to know if Clark and TSJ can replace a guy like Nah. The other guy is Terrence Shannon Jr., but to me, this is a lot of valid points. We have a lot of roster questions and limited maneuverability due to Conley's big bet trades. This offseason will be interesting. And this is just the reality of the Timberwolves. So do I expect an Anthony Edwards bump like he's shown, like history has shown, and players of his caliber in the past who have just taken these leaps and bounds? Example one is Michael Jordan. I'm not comparing Ant exactly to Michael Jordan. I'm just saying there became a point in time where his numbers were just leaping every season, and then he is who he was. Even guys like Kobe, just superstars in general. Superstars like that, their numbers bump up season after season because they're just that good and they just want it that much. History has shown in Anthony Edwards' case, he's getting better every season. He's only 23, going on 24. The reality is, Can their roster hang with what he's able to want? And when I say he, I mean Anthony Edwards, because you know he wants to bring a chip to Minnie. That much is certain. That much is obvious. Can they build a roster to surround him? I'm not sure, but I am sure on one thing. Anthony Edwards is more than good enough. He will be better next year. The numbers say so. The fact that he's this young, how can you not bet on that guy? All in all, though, let me know what you guys think. You know my thoughts. Feel like I'm pretty straightforward and transparent when it comes to stuff like this. If I believe in a player, if I don't. It's the easiest thing in the world to believe in someone of Anthony Edwards' caliber. I'm not doing anything special here. But I am saying that there's a lot of people who are not believing in his ability. I don't think it's him we should be worried about. It's the roster that they can put down. When I mean they, I mean the Timberwolves, the GM. What can they put together that'll actually be allowing Anthony Edwards to stay in this competitive window? But anyway, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, subscribe, because the longer we have with the channel. As always, this is All Been Different. All we've been different. And we out.